Here again with another conversation for my African people. Oh yeah, come to the front, come to the front, come to the front. So yesterday I posted a video with my own 2 cents, my own small 2 cents about the FBA versus African immigrant situation. And I'm amazed at the overwhelming pour of support that I got and engagement in the conversation. Thank you all so much for your feedback and engagement. I just want to address a couple of comments, actually just one comment. There's many things I would love to talk about over time, but I cannot fit it all in one video now, so we'll go little by little. Maybe every day I'll answer one thing. But one thing I want to talk about today, there was some recurring comments of people insisting that African Americans have no culture and that all their culture came from us, if at all they have anything, and that is not true. So I'm going to tell one quick story that might surprise you that shows just exactly how widespread their culture is and how many people use it, even a lot of us, even out of context. And this story involves the N-word, right? Remember growing up, for some of us, growing up, everybody wanted to be your and your yet. What does that mean? We wanted to dress like African Americans. We wanted to talk like them, walk like them. We had all these mannerisms that we were really trying to imitate African Americans. And then we went around calling each other by the N-word. Thinking we had no idea it was derogatory. We thought, that's just cool. If you call somebody the N-word, that means they're cool. We call each other that if we think each other are cool. So, and then I came to America, and like a few months later, I was talking to one of my white girlfriends, and I was talking about some guy, and in referring to him, I said, yo, that nigga, blah, 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 and my friend got red in the face, and she was like, what? Like, what did you just say? And I repeated the word. She's like, oh my God, and I was so surprised, why is she so red? And she didn't even explain to me. She said, well, maybe it's okay since you're black, you can say that. But I didn't know it. It wasn't until months later again that I eventually figured out, the history of the N-word. But isn't this crazy? Okay, like look at something as this is what's amazing too about the culture, right? A word that was used to demonize them and destroy them and break them, they're able to flip it on its head and remove its fangs, right? And now whether you agree with people calling each other that or not, the bottom line is, they were able to remove some of its power, some of its stink, so that even a lot of us from around the world started to use that word without even, out of context, completely out of context, without even knowing what it's about or how it came about. So anyway, a lot of their culture has been exported, sometimes even just extracted, even out of context. So don't tell me African Americans don't have culture. Let's be honest here. When we were growing up, we didn't grow up thinking all the things, those of us in the diaspora now, we didn't grow up thinking the things that we think of African Americans today. This got put in our heads in a white supremacy system. And not to say there's no white supremacy in Africa, because there's plenty. So trust me, you are swimming in it. I'm decolonizing my mind every day. I'm trying so hard to decolonize my mind because I grew up with a lot of white supremacy. It's just everywhere. It's in the water. It's everywhere all over the world. But anyway, what's the point I was even trying to make? Oh geez, I'm blanking. What is the point I was going to try to make? Okay, I remember. It's been being steeped in a white supremacist culture. That's what has made us now, thinking of our black American brothers and sisters differently than when we thought. I remember when I came to America, my very first day, my box got missing. The airlines, they lost my box, or both of my boxes. So I didn't have any clothes, nothing. It was this one a black American girl who took me shopping. She took care of me my entire, first few days, just made sure I had everything. And then one of the times when we were driving in the car, in her car, she said, can I ask you something? I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, we hear that Africans don't like black Americans. Is that true? I'm like, what? I remember being so shocked. Like, where on earth did she hear that? Because that was not my experience. In the environment that I grew up, there was no such thing like we don't like black Americans. In fact, we loved them, wanted to be like them, wanted to be them. So that was the first time I was hearing that. But then I began to so I told her that, no, that's not true. For all I know, we love them. We love them, we look up to them, But over time, I began to notice that this was a sentiment in the community. So that thing is something we learned over here. It's not something we grew up with in Africa thinking. We didn't think like that. We didn't think like that of these people. So let's really start questioning, when did we start thinking like that? And I know some people here, yes, have had bad experiences with some African Americans, the way they've also had bad experiences with us. That's why we should question those narratives that we are spreading and telling each other. We should question those narratives that they tell us that don't mix with these people. And these people should also question the narratives that Africans are backwards. But I know that this boycott thing is about respect. And, they have a right. They have a right. We should respect people in their land that fought for us to be here. Let us respect them to their best. And let's do the best we can to learn the history, learn what's going on. Anyway, that's what I was going to say. I just wanted to tell that story about calling people the N-word, as an example of how even the culture goes around the world and gets reused and reshaped and everything, even without context, because that's how influential they are. So let's stop with the belittling. I beg, let's stop. Thank you.